Hello everyone, my name is ZCRGator and welcome back to Tier List Tuesday. Today's tier list is all about grass starter Pokemon. A couple of months ago, I did a tier list for first stage evolutions for starter Pokemon, middle stage evolutions, and then final stage evolutions. And although, technically speaking, this is kind of a recycled idea because we're going right back to, ranking starter Pokemon. I thought it would be fun to individually rank the grass starter Pokemon in their own video, the fire starters, and then the water starters. Plus, back when I did those other tier lists, the first, middle, and final stage evolutions, that was back in October, November. It's been a good, 7-8 months since then, so opinions have probably changed somewhat. But with that being said, I just thought it would be fun to do the grass starter Pokemon today in a tier list, so that's what we will do. With that being said, if you end up enjoying today's video, please feel free to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. We are on the road to 300 subscribers. We passed the 200 subscriber milestone this past week, which, by the way, thank you to everyone who has subscribed. Really appreciate it. And yeah, with that being said, comment down below. Who is your favorite grass starter and why? I would love to know. And yeah, we don't really have a set criteria for this tier list. The criteria is basically whether or not I like it, as in I like using it in the game, or I really like its design, or I just really like it as a Pokemon. That's kind of all the criteria is. So obviously this is, this is basically my opinion, and I would love to know what your opinion is down below in the comment. You could absolutely flame my opinion if you want to in the comments below. I welcome it. But with that being said, let's kick things off. And we are starting off with an absolutely amazing Pokemon in Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur is one of the OGs, an absolutely incredible Pokemon. It is an incredible first choice to start off your journey, especially if your first games were red, blue, and green. Obviously, yellow's in that first generation too, but Pikachu is technically your starter in that game. But yeah, Bulbasaur, an incredible choice and such a reliable partner. He's just a dude. He's just a little guy, and we love him for it. Up next, the evolution of Bulbasaur, Ivysaur. And Ivysaur for me would probably be a C tier Pokemon. I think it's a pretty solid middle stage evolution design, but I was never the biggest Ivysaur person until I played Smash Bros. And it's kind of fun to use in Smash Bros, so that's why it gets up into the B tier for me personally. But then you got big man Venusaur, and I think that's an A tier Pokemon. I might put it in S tier. We'll see how the rest of the tier, how the rest of the list shapes out to be. But for now, I'm gonna put it in A tier. I'm a big fan of Venusaur. Obviously, it's one of two starter Pokemon, at least grass starters, to get a Mega Evolution. And Mega Venusaur is an absolute unit. It gets the ability, I think, Thick Fat, which lessens the, I think it lessens damage from fire and ice types, which is pretty sick. But with that being said, normal Venusaur is obviously incredibly cool. Also, it gets a Gigantamax form, which is super cool. Gigantamax form. At least I like the design of it. But Venusaur, incredible design. An absolutely reliable dude. This guy, he's really good. I like Venusaur a lot. Venusaur is cool, fun to use, big fan. Up next, we're going over to the Johto region with Chikorita, and I like Chikorita. I think Chikorita is a solid B tier Pokemon. Now, obviously, if you choose Chikorita and Gold and Silver, or Crystal, or Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Chikorita is like playing the game on hard mode. Going with the Chikorita line, I think, is playing the game on hard mode, because you have to, your first two gyms that you face are Flying type and then Bug type. And obviously Chikorita doesn't fare too well. Once you get your Bayleaf also doesn't fare too well against those typings. Then you face Whitney, and Whitney's hard for anybody to deal with. And then Morty has Ghost types, and those Ghost types have the Poison typing as a secondary typing. It's also going to be really hard for Bayleaf. And then you get Fighting type Chuck, which, if you have a Meganium at that point, Meganium actually probably does pretty well against Chuck. You get the Steel type in Jasmine, and I guess, because you deal with Magnemites, Meganium somewhat does well against, it can eat electric type moves pretty easily. And Steelix is a ground type, so you could at least deal damage there. But like it's kind of a struggle. Plus, the move set isn't the greatest for the entire line, which I'm also going to put Bayleaf up in A tier, right behind Bulbasaur, and Meganium right behind Chikorita. I'm kind of more basing it's the times that I've used the Chikorita line. I will say the game definitely felt like it was on hard mode, but I was up to the challenge and I enjoyed it, even if Bayleaf and Meganium and Chikorita didn't have the greatest of movesets. I just really liked the design. I liked the Pokemon line, and I don't know. I kind of had a fun time trying to work around with it. But with that being said, if I got the option between a Bulbasaur and a Chikorita, I'm taking the Bulbasaur line any day because I really like the Bulbasaur line, even if Bayleaf is an incredible middle stage Pokemon. Up next, we are traveling to the Hoenn region, and we are talking about Trico. I like Trico. Trico's a little guy. Trico's a little friend. Trico is a very nice friend, and I might move Trico up to the A tier. We'll see. I feel like starter Pokemon are some of my favorite in the entire franchise, so you're probably not going to see too many of them in D or F, if any at all, honestly. And I am a big fan of the grass types. And you probably I want to reserve the S tier for I think 2 or 3 Pokemon. I might bump up 1 or 2, we'll see, but I know for sure at least 3 Pokemon going into the S tier. So I kind of want to reserve that for them for now, and then we'll see at the end of the list. But for now, I think Trico is a solid B tier for me. I like Trico. He's just a little guy. He is a little friend. But the evolution of Trico, Grovyle. Actually, I think we're going to make it 4 because I think Grovyle's an S tier Pokemon. Grovyle, I think, is one of, if not the best middle stage evolution, maybe in the entire franchise of Pokemon. Grovyle is super cool. I think it's fun to use. Plus Mystery Dungeon. So if you've ever played Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time, Darkness, or Sky, you probably have more of an attachment to Grovyle than most others do. And that's kind of why I really like Grovyle, because it's really cool. It's super cool in that game, and I thought it was fun to use. So, well, I mean, I guess you're not technically using it in the game, but I mean, I think there's a mission or 2 where you actually do get to use it. Anyways, Grovyle, incredible Pokemon, super cool design. It has a 6, like, I guess it's not a signature move anymore, but it has Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade's really cool. I like it. Enough of Grovyle, let's go to Sceptile. Sceptile, I think, is also incredibly cool. Sceptile and Venusaur is a literal, I think it's a coin toss. I think you can ask me on different days. I would probably give you a different answer of which one I like more. I think for now, I think I would say Sceptile currently. I think Sceptile's super cool. It has a cool Mega Evolution against the Dragon type with its Mega Evolution, which I think is pretty. It's a little, I get it, because it's like a gecko, it's like a reptile, so I actually do get it. Also, it is a little weird, I guess, the Dragon type becomes like a little Christmas tree, though. But Sceptile's fun. Sceptile's really fun. Mega Sceptile's really, I think it's fun to use, at least during a playthrough, because it hits super hard on the special side, and it's really fast, so you're like outspeeding everything. Sure, an ice type absolutely devastates you, and all of a sudden you are weak to dragon, you're weak to fairy, and you're still weak to bug, flying, and poison. So yeah, you have a lot more weaknesses than normal, but it's fun. It's a cool Pokemon. It's a really cool design. I'm Leaf Blading the heck out of everything. If I get Leaf Storm, I'm Leaf Storming the heck out of everything. It's a fun Pokemon. I think it's a really cool design. I think Grovyle is still my favorite of the bunch. But Sceptile, I'm a big fan of Sceptile. Plus in the anime, Sceptile takes out a Darkrai, although albeit like 4 other of Ash's Pokemon were actively trying to take out the Darkrai, and Sceptile kind of just cleaned it up. Still cool moment. Anyways, Sceptile, really cool. I like Sceptile. Up next, I think this might be my favorite starter Pokemon of all time. This is just a friend. This is a little dude. This is my guy. This is my dude Turtwig. I love Turtwig. Turtwig is just such an adorable little man. It's just, I don't know, like, if I had a Pokemon as a pet, I think Eevee or Turtwig. That would be my choice. That or like a Mudkip. Those would be like the 3 choices. If I had to choose a Pokemon as like a pet, those are my 3. Those are my 3 choices. This guy, he just has my heart. He has my heart. It might be my favorite starter Pokemon. It's not my favorite Pokemon of all time, but might be my favorite starter Pokemon of all time. He's just a little guy. Like, how could you not like this little dude? Plus, he takes out Rourke for you early on, and he does it pretty easily, and you get to keep him for longer. I understand most starters evolve at level 16. He evolves at level 18. He takes his time to evolve, but I appreciate that about Turtwig, because sometimes you gotta take a little longer to get to your evolution, to get to your next stage. And my little boy Turdy, if I get to hang with him a little longer, I'm cool with that. But he does evolve, and he evolves into Grottle. And I'm debating, I might put it in C tier. I think for now I'll put it in B tier because I have more of like a nostalgic, like rose tinted glasses looking back at it. I never minded Grottle. I always felt, honestly, when I say that out loud, that sounds like I'm basically calling him mid. And I don't know if I quite feel like it's mid in my eyes, but it kinda is. So I think for now, we'll sit you at the top of C tier. We might move you up to B tier just because I have like the nostalgic ties to it. Grottle's cool. I like Grottle. He's fine. That's the thing. You know, when I say that, that sounds like a C tier Pokemon. When I say he's fine, that kind of sounds like I'm calling him mid. And you know, C tier would be the mid tier. So for now, we'll put Grottle at the top of C tier. But then we got big boy Torterra. As also goes into S tier. Torterra is awesome, dude. This thing is absolutely cool. This is like one Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, which is probably why Turtwig is so high on this list. But Pokemon Diamond, first ever Pokemon game. And even though my first ever starter choice was Chimchar, I like the monkey, so I go with the monkey. Turtwig ended up being my favorite because I did a second playthrough. But when I saw this absolute behemoth in my playthrough, I think it was Victory Road, because when you choose Chimchar, you have to, your rival gets Piplup and all that. I didn't see a Torterra until I think there's a trainer in Victory Road and Diamond and Pearl that has one, and when I saw it, I was like, oh my god, that thing is so cool. You're telling me that's what the turtle evolved into? It's like, oh man, I should have gone with that one, even though I really like Infernape. Infernape's really cool. Torterra is just unbelievable. It is so cool. Like, this thing is so cool, man. Plus, he gets Earthquake. He gets Earthquake at level 32. It's just, you can Earthquake things. You're out here hitting Wood Hammers. Although it does, recoil damage to you. Wood Hammer's just a cool move. And you also get Leech Seed or Crunch. Special attack isn't the greatest. Leaf Storm is a fun move to use, even though your special attack still isn't the greatest. But this dude is just, obviously, Ice types send this man to the Shadow Realm. And that's unfortunate for Torterra. But just don't get hit with an Ice type. And I understand. Torterra's pretty slow. Sometimes he doesn't do as well as he should. But, like, competitively, I'm not ever going to use a Torterra. But during playthroughs of Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, and maybe VDSP, if I ever feel the will to go back to that game ever again, it's just always fun to use a Torterra. I think Torterra is one of the most fun starters to use in a playthrough, at least for me. And probably, you know what, rose-tinted glasses, probably a lot of nostalgia tied to that choice. Torterra is just so cool. Torterra is just, I think it's incredibly cool. Plus, I like turtles, so like that also adds to it. And he's, this man's got he's got an ecosystem on his back. He's cool. He's so cool. He's absolutely cool. Up next, we travel to the Unova region, and we're looking at Snivy. Snivy, a little bit of a preppy guy, a little dude, a little snazzy. I think Snivy is a nice B tier. I put it right behind Treecko. I like Treecko more than I like Snivy, but Snivy's really not far behind at all. Snivy's cool. I like Snivy. I don't know what it is about Snivy. I just like it. It's just a cool little dude. He's a cool little snake guy. But what is it about Snivy that I was thinking of? Does this get Is this get Leaf Tornado, or is it Servine that gets Leaf Tornado? It does get Leaf Tornado right before it evolves. Okay, so you get 1 level of Leaf Tornado. So it was Servine I was thinking of that really only had the Leaf Tornado capabilities. I mean, I guess if you keep your Snivy, if you don't choose to evolve it, then you still get to keep that. But Snivy, cool. I like it. It's kind of more of a choice. I just like the design. I think it's pretty cool. But Servine's just kind of meh for me. Like, I don't know. Servine didn't really do it. It's like one of those. It's the case of the middle stage where I like the first stage and I like the final stage, and then the middle stage just kind of exists. Like, it's just in my mind. And it's funny. I said all this stuff about Turtwig, how, you know, it evolves at level 18. You got to wait a little bit longer. And I get Snivy also, you got to wait a little bit longer for Snivy, because I think it evolves at level 17. Servine, most grass starters like to evolve at level 32. Servine evolves at level 36. And unlike Turtwig, who I'd like to keep for longer, I kind of want my Snivy to evolve quicker, so... Sorry, Snivy. I feel bad. I feel bad for saying that, but it's kind of just, I don't know, it's kind of mid in my mind. It's not anything crazy, but it's also not like, it's not the worst thing. It's just kind of mid in my mind. So, sorry, Servine. Up next, we have Superior. And I'm a big Superior fan. I think Superior is a very cool Pokemon. It's funny enough, no longer it used to be my favorite choice of all the Unova starters, but then, you know, recently, within the past year, I became a really big fan of Samurott again, which Samurott started as my favorite, and then it shifted over to Superior, and then for like a month it was like Emperor, and then it went back to Superior, and it stayed Superior for like years, and then it's only recently, within the past year, gone back to Samurott again. Anyways, Superior, a very fast snake, and its hidden ability, Contrary, I think that's what it's called, Contrary, that it basically, you fire off a Leaf Storm, and then instead of losing special attack, you gain special attack. I think you go up by a stage, I want to say. Special attack goes up by 1 stage. Let's see. Contrary makes stat change has the opposite effect, so I actually don't remember if it's 1 stage or 2 stage with Leaf Storm, so we shall check. Leaf Storm, when you use it, 2 stages. So, yeah, that's absolutely broken. You basically hit a coil or 2, and then you just fire off Leaf Storms and you win. It's just an absolute. You want to win a game? Send out Superior. Send out Contrary Superior. I guess I shouldn't say Superior. It is Superior. Apologies, Superior. Cool Pokemon. I really like it. I think it's, even though the other 2 have legs and they are standing, and then, you know, Superior loses legs, I think it's a cool Pokemon. I think it's pretty cool. I'm going to put it in the A tier. Up next, we got Little Chespin. And Chespin is one that, it's been forever. Like, it has been probably 7 years since I have played X and Y, just because I don't have the capabilities really to play it anymore, so that's why it's been so long. Chespin was my starter of choice when I originally played X and Y like a decade ago. Good lord, it's been a decade. That's crazy. Chespin was the starter of choice. I like the little guy. He's cool. I mean, I don't know. He's cool. He's just like a friend. He's a little guy. He's a little friend. I don't really have much memory actually of using him, because I only ever used him in 1 playthrough, and that was 11 years ago. Oh my, that's so long. But, like, I remember liking him. I remember being like, this is my little friend, and he was cool. And that's why he gets to go into B tier. And then he evolved. And I got sad, because I don't like Quilladin. Quilladin gets to go in that tier. It gets to go in the F tier. You know? It might actually, I think it's going to be the only Pokemon on this list that gets in the F tier. It's just, I despise this thing. He's a little friend. He was a little friend, a little guy, and then he turns into this. And I'm not a Quilladin fan. If you're a Quilladin fan out there, all praise to you. I respect the decision to like this abomination. This is one of the abominations that I just can't get behind. I can't get behind Quilladin. But it's okay, because, you know, of course he takes his time. Of course he takes his time, and he evolves at level 36. And you're like, why? Why don't you evolve at level 32 like other grass starters do? Like, it could be like Venusaur. You could get a Venusaur at 32. No, you get you get Chestnut at 36. But eventually he evolves into Chestnut, and Chestnut gains the fighting type. Pretty cool. I like Chestnut. I call my man's Bowser, even though he can't breathe fire. But then he gets his, I think at the time it was a signature move in Spiky Shield, which I think if you hit it with a physical attack, your attack goes down by one stage. I want to say, let's take a look-see just to be sure. Prevents any attack. It's basically protect. And, oh no, they actually, instead they receive damage. Oh, so it's like Rocky Helmet, kinda. That's kind of sick, although Rocky Helmet doesn't stack with said Spiky Shield. But it's still kind of cool. So I think the Pokemon loses, it says it loses 1/8 of their maximum HP. So it's basically protect, but if you get hit with a physical move, they lose some HP. Kind of sick. Chestnut, you get to go right behind Snivy. I was a fan of Chestnut. I actually enjoyed using Chestnut. At least I remember enjoying using Chestnut. It has been, like I said, basically a decade, so opinions could change if I ever get to use this thing again. But for now, Chestnut, you get to sit right in the B tier, which that B tier is growing awfully big. But like, I kind of view all those Pokemon kind of in the same tier, so I feel like they should stay there. Up next, we have a little dude. This guy is a little friend, and this guy might go up to the S tier. We shall see, because I know for sure, there's definitely one more Pokemon going into the S tier. There might be 2, and there might be 3. Either way, this guy gets to go right at the very tippity top of A tier, because Rowlet's just a little guy, and I like him, and he's my friend. He's my little hootie friend. And you know, Mr. Hootifer, he gets to chill in the A tier. I like Hootifer. He's my friend. He's my friend. I've been playing through Legends Arceus again lately, and this time around I chose Rowlet, and I enjoyed using Rowlet. He's like my little guy. He's my little friend. And then he evolves into Dartrix, and I'm like, albeit not as bad as Quilladin. Dartrix has a little bit of charm to it, a little bit of charm. I'd still prefer Grottle or a Servine before I'd prefer a Dartrix. Dartrix, like, I mean, it's a little bit below mid for me. It's below average because, like, Rowlet, it's so much better. And then it evolves into Ghost type Decidueye, and then it also in Legends Arceus evolves into Fighting type Decidueye. And the Fighting type, albeit not as cool as the Ghost type, is really cool to me because it's such a cool owl. And although I really like the Fighting type, yeah, that feels right to put it right above Bulbasaur, behind Bulbasaur. I like Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur's a friend. But Hisuian Decidueye is still really cool. Normal Decidueye is incredibly cool. This thing is awesome, dude. It's slow. Unfortunately, it is slow. But it's just so cool, man. It's so cool. It's like an archer owl. He's so cool. He's so cool. I like him. He is my favorite of the Sun and Moon not legendaries, the Sun and Moon starters. And he's got a cool signature ability in Spirit Shackle. Plus he has his Z move, where, God, it's been forever since I played Sun and Moon, but I'm pretty sure I don't remember what the Z move was called, but he just basically sends a whole bunch of arrows at you, and I thought it was cool animation. I like him. Decidueye, really cool. Up next, we're going off to the Galar region to discuss quite possibly my second favorite starter of all time, and one that is quickly approaching Turtwig, Grookey. I don't really have much to say other than, is Monkey? I like Monkey. Monkey cool. Monkey really cool. I like Monkey. Is the chimp. He is the chimp species. Just a little guy. He's a little friend. He gets his little stick and he goes whack. And I'm like, this dude's adorable. I like him. He's just my friend. He is my friend. That's why he has to go up into S tier. Thwacky? Now Thwacky, he's alright. Even though I'm a really big fan of the monkey, Thwacky's alright. I mean, top of C tier. Top of C tier. Chespin, you get to go down one because I actually like Thwacky more than you. But like Thwacky isn't, to me, on the level of a Meganium or a Chikorita. Also, I think I want to put, yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah, this feels right. This feels right. But Thwacky, I think he's to be top of the mid tier, you know? Yeah, I'm not like, I don't really hate it. I don't really love it. Even with that being said, he's cool. Like, he's alright. He's pretty fine. So, and then he evolves into a big gorilla, Rillaboom, and Rillaboom gets to sit right there. I think I like Decidueye more than Rillaboom, even though I really like Monkey, like Rillaboom. He's really cool, and he plays the drums, and then he gets a Gigantamax form, and he's playing the drums, but even more drums, and he's cool. I like the Monkey. He's just Monkey. That's all it is. He's Monkey. I like Monkey. Monkey is fun. Monkey is fun. I like Big Gorilla. Big Gorilla, cool. He's pretty cool. And when he gets his big move, he does G Max drum solo, and he hits a drum solo, and yeah. It's not. I mean, he's just cool. I like him. I like him. I like him. Up next, we're going to the Paldea region, our last region. And this is where you meet our little friend, Sprigatito. I'm a big Sprigatito fan. I like Sprigatito so much. I gotta say, I really like all the starters in the Paldea region. Sprigatito is an S tier for me. I might even move up Rowlet to S tier. I think I should move up Rowlet to S tier. It just feels right to me. These are all S tier Pokemon. Sprigatito, you get to go right behind. Yeah, it feels... Do I like it more than Grovyle? Yeah, I do. This little dude, he's just such a friend. This is also one of those that if I had a pet, absolutely. Sprigatito, are you kidding me? You'd just be such a, he's just a friend. He's just a little guy. He's a little guy. He's a little friend. It's just, yeah, big fan of Sprigatito. Sprigatito's cool. Florigato, I think, is one of the cooler middle stage evolutions. I would put it right behind Venusaur, I think. Florigato, I think, is a cool design. I think it's a very cool design. I like Florigato. I thought it was kind of fun to use, although I definitely prefer Sprigatito. And I think I prefer Meowscarada. I think I'd put Meowscarada like right ahead of Florigato, though. It's not like a big difference. Also, I think I'm gonna drop Superior down to the B tier. That feels more right to me. But Meowscarada, I think, is really fun to use. Granted, I'm definitely only clicking Flower Trick for almost every move, though. But like, why would I not? Flower Trick hits a critical hit every single time, so it's fun. It's fun to use. It is really fun to use. So that's why I like it. So yeah, there's not really much more to it than. I think Meowscarada is just fun to use. I think it's a really fun Pokemon to use. So, yeah, with that being said, I don't think I'm going to change anything around. I think I like how the list looks. I think it looks good this way. So, yeah, with that being said, if you end up enjoying today's video, feel free to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. It really helps your boy out. And comment down below. Who is your favorite and least favorite grass starter and why? And why is your least favorite Quilladin? Because that absolute abomination deserves to be down towards the bottom. But, with that being said, I hope you all have an absolutely phenomenal rest of your day and phenomenal rest of your week. And I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye-bye!